at the Taj Palace, New Delhi, where the Federation of Associations in Tourism and Hospitality has kicked off its National Tourism Conclave with an engaging morning panel discussion. Let's dive into the insights shared by the panel.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Federation of Associations in Indian Tourism and Hospitality, FAITH, it's my proud privilege to welcome all of you to this press conference for the FAITH Conclave 2025 Indian Tourism Invincible Spirit. My name is Ajit Bajaj and I'm the Vice Chair of FAITH and Chairperson of this conclave. Let me make a very quick round of introductions here. We have our guiding light and Chairperson of FAITH and MD IHCL, Mr. Puneet Chatwal, right here. Mr. Ajay Prakash, my co-vice chair, friend and president of TAFI, Travel Agents Federation of India. Mr. Rajiv Mehra, he's our general secretary, our pillar and FAITH of FAITH and past president of IATO. We also have Mr. Bobby Bakshi, who's our treasurer, friend, philosopher and guide. And we have, of course, Ashish Gupta, who's our consulting CEO of FAITH. So as you're all aware, FAITH serves as the apex policy body representing the collective voice of India's tourism, travel and hospitality sectors. FAITH works closely with the central and state governments as well as industry stakeholders and is deeply committed to the sustainable development of Indian tourism and its contribution to the nation's economic progress. Our esteemed member associations include Association of Domestic Tour Operators of India, Adventure Tour Operators Association of India, Federation of Hotels and Restaurants Association of India, Hotel Association of India with Mr. Kachru here. We have the Indian Association of Tour Operators, Mr. Ravi Gosain here. India Convention Promotion Bureau, Mr. Chandar Manshramani right here with us. We have Indian Heritage Hotels Association with Mr. Vijay Lal here. We have the Indian Tourist Transporters Association, ITA, Mr. Serawat here. We have the Travel Agents Association of India, TAI, Mr. Sunil Kumar right here with us. And the Travel Agents Federation of India, Mr. Ajay Prakash. And we also have Mr. Anil Kalsi from the Travel Agents Federation of India. And we also have a cause partner at FAITH, that is the All India Resorts Development Authority, AIRDA. So there are really four pillars of this conclave to chart the course towards Tourism 2047, a bold vision that FAITH has given to the country of a $3 trillion tourism economy with 100 million inbound tourists coming into the country, to 20 billion domestic tourism visits, and the creation of 200 million jobs related to tourism. Our objective also is to call attention of all stakeholders in the country about the importance of this sector that contributes 5% to our national GDP, aspiring to hit 10% of our GDP by 2047. We need a whole of India, a whole of nation approach to achieve this, and that is where FAITH comes in. We also, as a team at FAITH, we want to get all stakeholders in the country, in the sector together, to work together as a team with synergy for the sustainable growth of this sector. We will come up with recommendations of the conclave to the Honorable Prime Minister and to our Ministry of Tourism and other ministries as well, with contributions from all member associations and recommendations of this conclave. With that, I'd like to pass on the baton to my fellow co-chair of Faith, Mr. Ajay Prakash. He's going to tell you a little more about the conclave, our speakers, and so on. Ajay.
Thank you, Ajit. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for making the time to be here with us. It's after a long time that a faith event on this scale is happening. And of course, we need your support to carry the message that the 10 major national associations are working together to achieve the vision that Ajit just told you about. Tourism has immense potential. Unfortunately, that potential is yet to be realized. And this convention, or this conclave that Faith has organized, is a step in the right direction to bring everyone together, to raise our voice collectively, and as he said, to get this voice out to our Prime Minister. Because tourism has been mentioned by him very, very often. It is time that some of this was put into action so that we can achieve what tourism can deliver. It does account, it's one of the highest employers. And you will hear more about this because we are going to do this at two levels. One is the macro level, where all the segments come together to realize the vision of a better India and a bigger India. And the second is to address the micro issues that concern each segment. Since, as you know, we have transporters, we have hoteliers, we have travel agents, we have tour operators, domestic, adventure, all of this. They do have specific issues which need to be subsumed in the one vision that we put forward to the government. So we've got some very exciting speakers. We have people like Mr. Amitabh Kant, who you've always seen as a passionate advocate for tourism. The tourism minister is expected to be here, along with our one of the finest places and with a huge potential, Arunachal. I mean, we were there some time ago. It is really the last Shangri-La. So we have the secretaries of tourism from Gujarat, from Andhra, from Arunachal. We also have a very interesting session where we've got the past secretaries of tourism who've all contributed in their own way, and we look forward, now that they are no longer in the chair, they might have a different perspective on how tourism can be taken forward. We also have an airline, of course, because aviation is critical to the business of tourism. So we have Mr. Peter Elbers, who's the CEO of Indigo, currently the 7th largest airline in the world, who will also be speaking to us. We've got an exciting array of people talking about things that are relevant. And we do hope that all of you will attend the convention, the conclave, not only this afternoon and this evening, but also please do come in tomorrow, because it is important that the entire industry gets to know what Faith is all about, what Faith is aspiring to do, and where we intend to take the entire industry forward together. You will hear all of this and more, but please do come in and attend all the sessions. With that, I'd like to hand over to our Chairman of Faith, Mr. Puneet Chatwal, to say a few words on his vision and where we're all going to go.
Thank you, Ajay and Ajit. I think, firstly, welcome to all of you. Very good afternoon. We are very pleased to have come together for this convention because it's the right thing to do. There is never a better time than now. We tend to underestimate tourism and the power that it carries. Definitely in terms of, number one, the soft power of tourism. Tourism helps in the positioning of a nation. And the soft power may come from medical tourism or spiritual tourism or even business tourism. When people come on business, they do extend it by a couple of days to get to know a nation better. And therefore, business tourism is as important as medical or spiritual or domestic or inbound, whether the traditional Golden Triangle or to the newer destinations like Ayodhya or Banaras because of the spirituality. Number two, the theme is the most important part of this conclave. The theme is about the invincible spirit. And the invincible spirit comes from the people of India, the people of this organization, and the wonderful campaign that was launched over 20 years ago called the Incredible India. And why we say invincible spirit is despite the fact that we've had such great places to visit, such great facilities that are offered in terms of medical tourism, um, in terms of doing business, conventions, etc., etc. Somehow our sector has not benefited from the reforms that it should have benefited, so it can contribute more to the GDP, it can contribute more to the jobs, and this sector was, is, and remains the highest multiplicator of jobs in the world. So 1 out of 4 new jobs in the world comes from the tourism, aviation, and hospitality sector. And given that we have the demographic dividend, it's a great timing now to create jobs. And a lot of people complain, but I find it good that for the last 3 years, the sector has been doing quite well on the domestic front, on the hospitality front, on the aviation front, and not so well on the inbound because of the geopolitical issues that the world has been confronted with, plus the aftermath of COVID. So that's going to come also. And in this period, I think the amount of job creation is possibly the highest in this sector, including the indirect jobs. The unfortunate part is that a part of our sector where the statistics are available is in the organized sector, and a part is in the unorganized sector. But the unorganized sector is very important. The guy who is, earning a living through the shikaras in Dal Lake or through the rickshaws on the Kashi Vishwanath temple, for his life, livelihoods and his family is equally important. But unfortunately, that does not get counted. So if we extrapolate even today, I think 7 to 9% of all the employment comes from this sector, and it is definitely going to hit a double digit in the next few years to come. And that is the invincible spirit that the sector has had to keep going and being, to use the formal language, is possibly the most Atmanirbhar sector that we have. And with this spirit, together with the colleagues of all the associations, we are very happy to host this conference. Welcome all of you and look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Akshara Srivastava from Business Standard. I just want to understand, you said tourism has immense potential, job creator. What are the roadblocks that you have seen and, that can be worked upon to sort of help tourism become a bigger sector and, growth can be bigger than it has been in the last few years?
Basically the ask from various associations, including the faith, has been really a 3 to 5 point agenda. One has been to grant tourism and infrastructure status, and if possible, over time, get it included in the concurrent list of the Constitution. It had to be missed out in 1947 because that was not the right time to talk about it. But 75 years thereafter, this should be possible. The second is, because it's also a state subject, for all states and union territories to grant it an industry status. And finally, the third most important point has been on marketing of India as a destination, so that for both inbound and what we have in terms of domestic, that we can capture the full potential. The other points are also there, but this was really the 3 key points which have been enforced spoken about, communicated consistently. We did get a mention in the last budget speech of the Honorable Finance Minister on the 50 new destinations to be created in a mission mode with the states so that they get the harmonized infrastructure status. Hopefully work is going on and we'll get to know about those 50 destinations, but I would not be extremely pleased on behalf of all my colleagues. Why 50? Why not all? Because how do you choose those 50 destinations? But it's a good start. The investment of the government in infrastructure is great for our sector. The building of the new airports, the renaissance of the train stations, the millions of kilometers of highways that is getting built is definitely helping the demand on the domestic front. But we need to do a bit more on the international front. We as private sector are putting in all our efforts that we can, but we do need help in marketing India as a destination. Only digital and AI will not do that. We need really some forces on the ground, some events that happen, and that's what we are trying to do as associations when you have global events. As we speak, Virtuoso is going on, that's for luxury travel in Las Vegas. In a few months ago, we had IMEX in Frankfurt, and a few months from now, there will be WTM in London, and April is always the ATM in Dubai. So all these events, if we could have some kind of coupling with the help of some government funding and forces behind it, that will really help to get a lot of people into India and discover the strengths of India, the culture of India, thereby creating the soft power of the brand India or Bharat, if I may say so.
Thank you, Puneet. Thank you, Akshay. Yes, please. Ankit, can you just move around?
I would like to just add only one sentence to it, that I think the purpose of faith is to push all stakeholders to make tourism a national priority. Unless it's a national priority, I don't think we'll achieve our objectives. And I think our chairman has detailed everything, so I would not like to repeat myself.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Siddharth. I represent Travel Mail, ICM Group. My question is to everyone on the panel who can answer. So, talking about the strategy to reach 3 trillion, what kind of reforms and policies are we talking about in this faith that will reach the right people in the government? So, anyone can answer on these
I think
reforms,
we
policies.
have covered a fair bit of it, but does anyone want to add any points to anyone? Would you feel free?
Thank you for this question. I think Mr. Chairman already replied on this, that we need to do a better for the tourist sites, most importantly. We are moving ahead with a good road network, good train network, and also the flights. But then who will use this infra in future, and whom we are building this infra? So this is a very important point where we need to work on promotion and marketing. And also, I think it's one of the very important part is creating awareness among domestic travelers, because there are huge domestic traveler in our unorganized sector, which will not only mishandle this infra which we are creating. So I think this is something which is very important to reach the 3 trillion economy. What can I say?
Thank you, Ravi. Sunil, you want to add?
We may have a lot of proposals that are very worthy for the government to consider. The challenge that I see from the government's perspective is proposals are coming from everybody. But when the voice is loud and clear, when it goes from everyone, irrespective of whatever is your core strength of your association, if all of us speak one language, one goal, then the voice is loud, voice is clear, and you get your things done.
Thank you. Satish, you want to add something to it? No? Okay.
Faith is the collaborative effort of all the associations.
Exactly.
So it is joint.
That's right, but it's still an initiative. Like, how are you planning to?
The office bearer of faith are the face of the faith, which represent all the associations. and the executive committee make sure that the agenda is pointed and the top three issues are put into the forefront. So faith is that phase which answers. It's not that there is the faith is a consequence of joint collaboration.
The important thing is this conclave will be a kickstart to a joint movement, you can say. All the presidents are sitting here from all associations. Faith was always built on a trust of all the associations, and we have been working very good in the past. Then after COVID, all the associations were busy solving the problem of their own members. Now we are at the stage that we will move forward from here and work collectively to increase tourism to India. I think this is important.
Janice, to add to that point, specifically over the past 12 years, Faith has worked on multiple joint collaborations, starting with the first thing, e-visa on arrival, where all associations work together. We have worked very closely on the overall GST strategy, and if you look at the start of where GST rating was to where it has come today, it has been a progressive movement for tourism, which is an aspect of joint collaboration. Most of our meetings, when our faith presidents go, are multi structured meetings where multiple faith presidents or associations go together. In most of the faith conclave, faith association events, as you have seen, most of the faith presidents are there, and wherever possible, there's a faith joint setup of all the presidents. Additionally, whenever we make a paper or representation, each association ensures that the feedback comes ground up from their members and goes forward. So as you rightly said, and as the chairman and Ravi said, it's a progress in motion, and it will only catch on more steam as it goes forward. Thank you.
To add to that, you see, one of the tangible outcomes of this conclave is going to be the paper that we shall, the letter that we propose to send to the Prime Minister as recommendations from the conclave. So these are all steps incrementally going forward.
Yes. Kamal, you had a question. A mic, please.
There's a mic there.
Ankit.
Yeah. I don't know if this was raised before I came in. I wanted to ask, ecologically sensitive destinations is something that only faith can raise. And it is something that is very deeply disturbing, I think, to virtually every traveler in the country. So would faith pick this up and definitely in one voice take it
Thank
to the
you,
highest
Kamal.
level?
Ravi, you want to take on? All right, please.
Ministry of Tourism has taken an initiative for building a sustainable board where faith is also one of the main partner. Ashish and myself attended that meeting, and they want to incorporate and work with all the states and prepare a common agenda to work on the sustainable tourism and ecological practices.
So to add to what Ravi said, there is a movement initiated by Ministry of Tourism on the lines of the Prime Ministerial requirements, where we have requested them to lay out templates for each state. You saw the recent advisory from the Uttarakhand government on carrying capacity. So a similar one is on lines with every state, and there are multiple other ways to ensure that no destination gets overloaded. So as Ravi said, there are many actions aligned to that. Ministry will soon be coming out with a conclave on that. Ajit, you want to have a take on that?
Yeah. So as you're aware, Kamal, there is the Global Sustainable Tourism Criteria, which has been adapted as the Sustainable Tourism Criteria of India. Now there is also a national board for sustainable tourism, and all of us as faith and individual associations, we are very much a part of it. And definitely one key agenda for faith is that as we move forward towards our $3 trillion vision for the country, we do it in a proper manner, we do it in a responsible and sustainable manner.
So in 2018-17, as part of faith recommendations, the government of India in the pre-budget meeting announced 5 mega tourism zones. While that has not been implemented, different versions of that came about, which is special economic zones. Latest one being, as the chairman said, 50 tourism destinations. So the only way to ensure that no destination gets overloaded is to ensure we have more destinations, and that's really the create more supply to ensure demand doesn't get clustered. Anyone?
That can have more destinations for that.
I think any kind of a start is a start, but Kamal, you know that that would not help. That's why you're asking the question. So what has been done is very difficult to get it undone. But what we can do is prevent going forward. I think those steps have been taken. But like there are things that got done 20 years ago, 15 years ago. So you have the consequences today. As long as we don't do any more of that today is good. And I think that is not happening to the extent. But because it becomes a state subject, what each state is doing is very difficult to control. So we have to create larger awareness, not just through faith, but through all possible bodies which are active in this field of sustainability, in terms of ecology, in terms of environment, to make sure that those ideas get reflected in the policy making, so that there are automatic controls built up in the mechanism, so none of those things happen going forward.
And as Pradeep said earlier, the key objective is to have center and state on a shared vision, which can happen through a concurrent list, and where the state and center agree on ecology as a driving criteria for tourism forward.
Good afternoon, sir. Gagneet from T3 Magazine. My question is to Mr. Chatwal and Mr. Kachu specifically. So, if we talk about the accommodation or the lodging markets globally, what is India's share currently, and what needs to be done? What are the immediate action points that need to be addressed, maybe to bring in more inbound numbers or to improve the ranking?
I think let's focus on the supply for the moment, and because the inbound question has already been addressed earlier. So on the supply side, on the hospital,
I think we all acknowledge there's lots more to do. We have approved accommodation, which is certified branded accommodation, close to 200,000 rooms. Whereas one city in the United States of India, one state has more rooms than that. So that comparison you can draw. We want to go to 1 million rooms. That's what between domestic, branded and international is required. I think we certainly are short of accommodation, and that's one of the key focus areas, and we all collectively as faith have to put it forward. And as Chairman said just now, that we have to address what are our key priorities. Whether it's infrastructure, strengthening of our pillars through livelihood of communities, sustainability, we have to put it all together.
We'll come back to the question in inbound. Yes, ma'am. Your name and the question is to whom, please.
Hi, my name is Varsha. Anybody can respond to the question. I'm from India Outbound Magazine. My question is the tourism industry facing a challenge of skill? And if yes, then what is being done to plug the skill gap?
KB, you want to take that question since you are working on that?
Happy to take that question. I think in terms of talent development and getting people, without our industry is high energy industry, to the face industry. We need people. We have to develop people. And if we're talking about 1 million rooms in X amount of years, we need people. And we have to develop people. And I think the National Skill Council of India has taken initiatives. All the hotel companies, travel operators, travel agents, everybody has created within their zones, they have created internal training. And we are soon going to launch better programs. Soon you will hear in the next 10 days or 15 days. Each one of us are doing their bit. Every hotel company have provided employment to people and creating succession plans in each case. To answer your specific question, yes, that's one of the most important things we have to address.
I'd like to add to that. as Mr. Kachu said, each of the hotel companies, so I'll give an example. My company, which I work for, Indian Hotels, we have committed to skill 100,000 people by 2030. We are already ahead of our goals with the help of CII, and our platinum sponsor has also participated in many of our initiatives. So we have done in the last 2 years 53 skilling centers, and it includes skilling center in a place like Ekta Nagar, or popularly known as Kevadia, where you get Adivasis to get trained over a 12-week or a 14-week program, both in front office and food and beverage, on the job and theoretical classes, so that they can go back into the job field in the same area, as a lot of hotels are coming up. Or most recently, we signed one in Uttarakhand, near Nainital almost. So there are a lot of those skilling centers we have done, and we'll keep doing. We don't need 100,000 people. We have a workforce of 40,000. Maybe we need another 20,000 by 2030, but the rest, we are doing it for the society at large, and also to create that employment platform. And as I said, you came in maybe a little later, this is the biggest multiplicator of job sector. And it's not only important to have jobs in this sector, but the multiplication it creates with vegetable supplier, milk supplier, all kinds of limousine drivers, airport reps, etc., etc. So cars, rentals, there is so much of activity that this sector creates. It is for the demographic dividend potential to be capitalized, and our contribution hopefully will help in doing so.
Thank you, Puneet. Satish, you want to add about a challenge, skilling challenge in transportation sector? How are you addressing that?
From ETA point of view, what we people are doing is that recently we had a regional meet in Bombay. We had around 70 drivers there, and they have been educated and taught how to entertain a customer or a client. We are going with same kind of regional meets all over India. We'll be having one in Udaipur soon, Bangalore, and we'll continue with this. We are trying to upgrade the team which we already have, and teach them how to entertain a client, because my rest of the partners, they bring the business, they give them comfort in the hotels, but on road हम ही होते हैं, तो हमें बहुत ज़्यादा केयरफुल रहना पड़ता है, और ये बात हम कम्युनिकेट करते हैं और कोशिश कर रहे हैं अपनी टीम को और अपने ड्राइवर्स को समझा पाए. Thank you.
Thank you. Chandra, you want to add about skilling initiatives in MICE?
Convention business is a very niche subject, and what we have been doing it, we have recently, just 10 days back, we had a training program for all our members kind of a thing. And then internationally also, we have signed up with the ICA, an agreement with them, to have at least 2 programs in a year where they're going to train on the convention business on international standard, because we do a bid for all international conferences. But the problem the international organizations facing today is that they are looking at at a level, standard level kind of a thing when we do the conferences here. So we have signed up the agreement with the ICA for starting from October now. They will have 2 programs with them for our own members here. Thank you.
Chandra, thanks. Vijay, do you want to add anything about skilling in heritage? It's a very important topic because people are create a moment of truth with tourists.
It has been my privilege to serve on the board of the Skill Council for Tourism and Hospitality. And I'd like to state that each year, with each session, the number of people, boys and girls, being skilled is increasing. And the nice thing is that being skilled, they find jobs. There are very, very few people who are skilled by these, by our association, by our council, who don't find a job. We are now trying to increase the level of skilling and widespread it more to rural India. And skilling, a very important aspect, is well under attention.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm
No,
taking
no problem.
just to update that IATA has set up a very ambitious plan on skill development. So we want to do 100 training this year on different subjects for different segment of workers in our industry. So be it a driver, airport rep, or middle management, senior management, or even for the directors. So we need to do, we are setting up a curriculum and we'll start from October, and we want to achieve this because there is a huge gap between what is happening today and how our people in the industry are trained.
My question is to Mr. K.V. Kachru. You just mentioned that we will be achieving all our goals, whatever is mentioned in this paper and what you spoke about, once the government start prioritizing the tourism sector. Do you really feel it's ever going to happen?
I don't know, I'm a very optimistic person. I
No,
think
we are.
I feel it's not only me, the entire board of faith. Please have faith in faith.
Yes.
Yes. We have come together, and our key issues are that whatever is announced, we try and tell them where are we in terms of execution. Because if, as we also as industry have certain responsibilities, we cannot go every time. We need to look at ourselves as to what we are doing as an industry. What do we owe to the government, and what does government has to do to facilitate? We don't want to be given a feeling that they are facilitating this. No, I think if we are working collaboratively, objective is the same. Specifically to your question, we are optimistic because there can't be a better time than what it is today. And I think things will happen, and you will see things happening. And it may not have filtered down to everybody, but a lot of things have happened in the last 5 years. Really a lot of things, and we're moving in the right direction.
To close that point, we all faith member associations work with a position of optimism. We recognize that government officers change regularly. It's our duty to make them aware, number one, of the importance of tourism at an overall level, and number two, work on whatever initiatives you can take to regularize them. As you see on the sponsor board of faith, we are also trying to make tourism a mainstream sector. So apart from state governments, you have private players who believe in the concept of it. So it's an ongoing work which will never end. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Sorry, I came in a little late. I
No
don't know
problem.
if we've already addressed these international marketing concerns.
Yes.
But I just wanted to understand that what does faith have in mind for the incredible India? Like, how should it evolve today? How should it evolve in the next decade? And in terms of the competition around our neighborhood, there are a lot of incentives that are given out. Incredible India as a brand doesn't give out so many incentives to attract more international tourists. So where does faith stand in that?
We have addressed that issue at a strategic level, but Ravi, do you want to make some specific points on that? At a strategic level, you already addressed it. Both Ajit and you, Ravi, both of you can.
Okay, definitely there is need for Incredible India 2.0. It's the need of the hour. All of us believe in that. There's a lot of work which is happening on many different fronts, but we feel that is something all associations, faith associations are working together. As you are aware, now this job has gone to our Ministry of External Affairs to promote Incredible India. And I'm very pleased to tell you that we have the External Affairs Minister who's going to be joining us tomorrow evening And this is work in progress. We are all working towards that goal. And I guess you will hear more about it as we move forward. Yeah.
Just to add to that, we have the founder of Incredible India joining us today at the conference. So would be nice to ask him that question. What is he doing to keeping it alive?
Absolutely.
And also especially he has said that Incredible India is a better perspective.
So reply, Devika, very specifically to you. Like Mr. Bajaj said, now Ministry of Tourism is no more on the international sector for promoting. ME has taken this charge. IATO has been in touch with 30-40 odd embassies. We are getting call every day while coming here. Like today we have a online session with Cambodia Tourism Association of Tour Operators along with Indian Embassy. And I also got a call from Kyrgyzstan, Bishkek. So I am getting call every day from Indian Embassy. So I am very happy. Actually, all the embassies are in loop to promote India. Unfortunately, they are not aware of India as a tourism product. They are Indians working as a secretary, foreign secretaries, but they are not aware of India as a tourism product where our role is very important. But we are focusing and pushing them to have some funds to do a physical meetings. So unfortunately, online presentations we did in past all over the world actually, sitting from here, but that will not work as a real marketing activity.
I think what would be a very good idea is to have one-on-one with Ravi, Ajit, maybe KB, and with Mice, with Chandra, because all of them have perspectives on different verticals of inbound. Final question.
I want to make a suggestion. Thank you. A very simple suggestion regarding the manpower. We have all the bodies here, Thai, Tafi,
all of them.
everybody is here. If you could have a road show kind of thing to every college across the country, okay, showing the attractions of tourism, what's to be done, what is the kind of job they can get, what is, I think nobody has actually taken that on as a mission across the entire country, and everybody can do it. So you would have different facets of tourism being showcased as a road show, not as a curriculum. Just it would bring a lot of breath of fresh air, etc. Yes, Mr. Kachru.
I think we'll talk about it in detail later on, but I can assure you one thing on behalf of Faith: each and every one of us is aware of this, and you will shortly hear from all of us as to what is being done. We think it's our responsibility, and we will live up to the expectations of everybody.
So there's a detailed work in progress. I would suggest whoever, Kamal, anyone, please have a detailed interview of KB out later, because there are a lot of activities, one of them being this, and which he can cover in detail. I think we have time up now, and we shall close. Rajiv, you want to what next?
Skill development is going on. That is not an issue. And someone said about the empty seats in ITTMs or IGEMs. I think that to some thing it is now being covered. What was happening about 2-3 years back, that situation is changed now, and we are getting students into those institutes now, as the employment in both the tourism and hospitality is increasing now. The number of hotels opening up every day. So that situation will improve, further improve in the next coming 1 year or so. Thank you.
You are watching Travel World Online.